Okay, kids, check it out. Uncle Mike here. Spreading message, holiday cheer, right? And so, we are coming to important time, right? This important time in the story. And it's starting to get interesting, okay? Because up until now, Uncle Mike, singing songs about silly things, that guy, and reindeer games, and some factual stuff, and some science, and some stories. But, it's just for fun. But now, it's get a little different, right? Yeah, start to get maybe kind of intense. And maybe we don't quite see it yet. We don't quite see it. That's okay. That's why we are here. Help developing the thoughts, understand the mind, and imagination. Right? Your imagination. And a lot of times we already hear before. Can you see in your mind's eye the pictures for the story? Because you read a story or you hear one inside your mind, you are going to have some visions. You know, you have some visions. It start like this. A room was damp and cool. It was dark and musty, and the walls were made of bricks. Like already, you got some mental images going, inside your head, drawing some pictures of what Uncle Mike just said. Correct? No? Yeah. So it's fun to draw pictures in your head, and also can hear some sounds. If you let it, right? Or you read a book and he says, and with a great crashing sound, the rock from the sky came hurling down as it barreled into the trees. The destructive noises they were so great. We hear the sound that our mind invent for those words in our head. Because it's hard to spell. It's hard to spell that. So anyway, it's no, don't worry, he's nothing. He's nothing. It's imagination. Huh? Yeah. So okay, let's talk about some things, right? Because right now this is a good time right now because this one here is kind of like a reprieve or a reprise, right? A reprise. What does that mean? Well, you can look it up and or not. It's your decision, right? Uh, a reprise. It's like this, like it's just a moment to catch your breath. So, we keep this one light and fun, and we're gonna have some chuckles. You laugh about a couple things with your uncle. Maybe, maybe not. You might get the joke, and if you don't get the joke, and maybe your parents get the joke and they're laughing, I say to them, explain it, right? So, well, let's talk about some things in the world around, right? Let's talk about the world. Talk about the society, the people around us, and what we see in our day-to-day life, and things we experience, and things that we like, things that we maybe don't like, but cannot deny them. They are, you know, part of us. So, whether or not we take part in them, this, this is the world in which we live, right? So, we talk a little bit last time, about the football and the Super Bowl competition. Did you watch it? Did you watch it? I did. Yeah, I watch. I watch. You know, always, or at least catch highlights. But I watched this one. It's a good game, right? It's a good game. Well, what do you mean? What means good? Because as far as like real even competition, it didn't seem to be. It didn't seem so great. It didn't seem so great in that respect. Yeah, unless you are asked maybe some Washington players, to them the game was great. It's like indescribable. Like how in the heck did that happen? I don't know, man. Any given Sunday. Any given Sunday, right? That's why they play, because even though the beginning of the competition, both teams are saying, I am the winner, I am the victor. Yes, I know. We must have the competition to find out who is wrong, right? And so we play. And yeah, it's like this. Everybody make mistakes. Yeah, everybody make a mistakes. It's just like how many non-mistakes can you make in a row, right? Like how many times can you go without messing up? And what happens is sometimes you mess up once and it gets inside your mind, like, oh no, it's in my head now. I screwed up and I think I don't have it. And we doubt, doubt ourselves. And he sets up a psychological blocking, and so then we can fulfill our own prophecy, right? Because originally at the beginning of the game we both make a prophecy. I promise I win, to ourselves. I'm promising to myself I am the winner. So then when we lied to ourselves and we feel it, you know, it's something like that. Something like that. So it's why we play and we compete, right? Well, in that arena, yes, in that arena, but that's not why we play. Just to play, we don't, you know, play doesn't mean you must be competing with someone to play. Just so we understand that like, all play does not have to be compete. We got Olympics coming up, right? Got the Olympics all right around the corner, or I don't know. I don't follow too much, too close about when the things are happening. If I catch him, it's good. If not, it's okay too. Um, but sometimes I make special. Okay, make sure I gotta watch this one because I am interested. Uh, but I know Olympics are coming, right? The Winter Olympics are close. And uh, what do we got? The Winter Olympics. I don't know. All the good players this year. Like I say, I don't follow the sport too much. Not Uncle Mike. But I know there is Shaun White. Huh? Snowboarder guy. Yeah, yeah. He's, America's player. Um, Shaun White, You know something? Your Uncle Mike? Yeah, sometimes he is a better snowboarder than Shaun White. Huh? You believe me? No, you don't. You're like, prove it, Mike, prove it. We want to see you. I don't have to prove it to you. I prove to me. When I strap on the board and go sailing down the mountain, as long as I am laughing inside, and having fun, I'm the very best snowboarder in the entire world at that moment. Okay? Yeah, that's how these sports can go. And you will find this. Even those compete on the high levels, at the highest levels, the biggest arenas. Oftentimes the winners, the ones who are still enjoying it, the ones who are really enjoying it still, uh, can't shake them, We just can't shake them. And it shows. So, keep your eye on Olympic guys, just to check them out. See, see who's having fun with it, who's still having fun with it, and they usually will rise to the occasion. Yeah, it's like that. It's like that. Anyway, then, Super Bowl. I think a lot of people will do some gambling on that. Gambling on the Super Bowl, they make a wager. I think he will win. And it's legal in certain areas. Some places gambling is illegal, and some places gambling is legal. And nowadays we have internet and computers, so gambling can become accessible to, pretty much anybody. Pretty much anybody who wants to can legally place wagers on the computer, as long as the establishment is located in an area where it's legal. Maybe it's overseas, or I don't know how it works because I don't participate in it, only because I suck. I'm no good at that. It's like, just not an interest of mine, but it doesn't mean that somebody else can't be having fun with it, right? Legality, right? As long as we are follow the law, Okay, I gotta like stop for a minute, back way up, back way up, cause maybe you hadn't saw them all, all these boring episodes, but I think way back I talk about space travel. I think I talk about a little bit some already, interstellar travel, flying between the stars, on a rocket ship, red rocket probably, or maybe a blue one, but uh, what does it take, you know, to do that? Well, you gotta have a couple things. Basically, you gotta have a springboard and a landing pad, right? The springboard or the podium or the platform from which to launch, and a landing pad which to land, absorb. Correct? Yeah. And we can get into it, like the details of it, the actual physics involved, and it's a weighty subject. It carries some weight to it, right? The subject of it. So we get in that later, but for now, just think about it. And think about this. I'll give you one example of something you should at least be aware of in your world. Everybody should know, I think, what is a lighthouse. A lighthouse is it's a tower on the rocks on the shore, for the ships. And when they are coming in, is before they have the radio and a GPS and satellite navigation, all that stuff. A lighthouse on the rocky part of the shore, the rocks. And the light is flashing always in case there's rain and fog and you can't, dark out, it's nighttime, maybe you can't see the rocks so much. Lighthouse, flashing light. What is that? What is that? What does that say? He says, caution, there are rocks here. It doesn't mean stay away, don't ever come here. This is this is death world, No, it's like there's a dangerous place right here, and follow the light. Anybody ever think about that? Like which direction the light is spinning and why? It's guiding you to port. Ah, the port. Gotta get to the port. Follow the light. Light says that way to the port. Okay. So then, you get to the port and you have a safe place to park your ship. And then if you want to go up to the lighthouse, hey, no problem. Take a walk and meet the innkeep. It's not like, no, you stay away from here. You just be cautious as you are approaching. And at the same time, this is the direction you want to take to the safe place. So a lighthouse, we all are aware of a lighthouse. It's a signal for a ship. So back to star travel, traveling between stars. Of course, you are going to encounter their respective solar systems, their planets around the stars. And so then as you approach one, you're going to wonder, is there life? Is there life? Like you're hoping, right? Oh, I hope so. I hope there's some life on this one. And what do you look for first? A lighthouse. Hey, you look for the lighthouse, to determine, because in space travel, they got their GPS and stuff already. Anybody who's doing the space travel, they kind of know what's ahead to a certain degree, but when it comes to looking for life, it's like a international symbol, interstellar symbol, intergalactic symbol, lighthouse. Where is the lighthouse on the earth? it is, it's usually it's like at the center of commerce. Anybody? Anybody? Anybody know where the lighthouse of the Earth is at? Las Vegas, Nevada. Yeah, you can see that light at the pyramid hotel. It's not a temple. Anyway, it's a pyramid and then it's got a really bright light on the top. Anybody who drive through Nevada or close to Vegas, oh yeah, I remember that. You can see that from space, no problem, right? It's bright. It's the lighthouse. And it makes sense that it would be there, at the head of government, head of world government, lighthouse. Yeah, of course, it's gambling center. It's yeah, of course, it's at the gambling center. Um, yeah, everybody knows that. Space travelers, they know that. It's no big deal. That's pretty much how everybody do it. That's standard. I mean, everybody knows. Okay, there's some like governments. They got like little chunks of land, and some have bigger chunks of land, and we are the government here. But you know, eventually you meet enough neighbors, you realize what's going on, and you understand that the governments are corrupt. Governments are always corrupt, everywhere, every planet, all over the Milky Way, yeah, the Andromeda. The governments are corrupt. They lie about their monies. They lie about where their monies are at and where they're going, and how much they need from you. They lie and they lie and they lie and they lie and they lie. And they change rules and they change games. It's everywhere. But at the gambling center, you find what's the word? Oh, it's scruples. Right? It's scruples. Funny word. Anyway, what it means is they pay their debts. They pay their debts. Even if he breaks the house, they pay their debts. And they do it now. Okay? Yeah. They pay their debts. They do it now. Even if he breaks the house. Because otherwise, there's nothing to stop the whole thing, crumbling in, right? And they always do, they always do. They always do. Anyway, it's enough talk about that stuff. There's so much more to discuss. Hey, let's do this. For a minute, we're going to take a second to do some revisit. Right? Brief review. Because coming up, we have this story, right? This story that everybody's been waiting for. This story, man. And you keep saying you got some story, but we think you are BSing or something. No, there's a story. Mabel and Nick, and you're about to get it. But right now, this one, let's do some refreshing of what's important. Things we learned already. Don't worry, I'm gonna talk about any of that stuff. Well, it's kind of funny though, right? It's good stories. Uh, you know, yeah, yeah. I told you. Um, or from now on, no more that name. At least not until the end, right? Because anybody who's really pay attention is like, wait a minute, there's something he still owes us. Yeah, what was it? The clause, right? We still, and like we can play the game and probably we're gonna figure it out on our own before the end of the story, and then we will be able to say, wait, let me say it, let me tell it, It's fun. It's like treasure hunt, It's treasure hunt with words and stuff. Okay, so, but until then, from now on, we won't use that word, right? Only kutka. Oh well, of course, Nick and Mabel, but yeah, you remember last time I leave you with, and why like this, Think about it a little bit. Think some things. What is that, and where is he going? So, pretty much, here we go with the. And so I'm gonna tell you this: these episodes might be kind of long, right? Because I'm just gonna keep talk until everything that needs said here is out. So bear with me. I apologize. I know Uncle Mike is boring, and Uncle Mike he's not wise, and it's hard to follow, and he is not so eloquent. Uh, and he says, "I know a lot," but he doesn't say "I know." He says, "You know," you know. Why? Repetition for emphasis. Okay. So, yeah, we got the hand, this symbol here. We know these three. We know sphincter power, right? Sphincter power. Yeah. It's a circle. It's a circle, for the kids. And these three digits, we already, it's got the mind and body and spirit. Executive, legislative, judicial. Those are really well to correlate together, link those together. That kind of flows seamlessly like that. But we also got the three pillars, right? The three pillars, or the three legs for the table, right? And we talk about them. These three impetus, or three concepts, or three objects, or what? But we can sum them up in these ways, and now with these three, they don't need assignment for here, for, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like these three are exactly assigned, because we got mind and executive branch of government. Those go well together. Body, legislative branch of government, go well together. Spirit and judicial go well together. That's where we can leave that link away, but still always three. Three is always important, is mandatory, for certain things. So we got the three B's, right? The three B's. The three B's. And the B's, what are these? What are the B's? The B's. The bees. Well, bees are like little bugs, you know, and they go bzzz. Bees are buzzing. Buzz. Buzz. Bee. Buzz. Yeah. Direct them where. You know, show them. Tell them. Listen to it. But the bees, besides being bees that buzz, the bees are the three objects. What are they? You don't remember? I think you do. It's a blade, a bell, and a ball. Blade, bell, ball. Yeah, we don't. Okay, but each one of them has a thing, right? The ball. What is that? It's equatable to math, which of course we give a name. We say Mateo, because why not, eh? And then the bell. What is that? Oh, it's resonance. And he's Isabella. He's the noun there. He's the name. And the blade. What is that? Is division. Julianne. So we got the three. Like I said, last episode, very important starting place. Triangle. So you got the three B's, and let me tell you this: it's not like you can't say, okay, so the Mateo is the ball always and only. No, not really, because from the bell you can also have the math. You know, the Mateo represent in song or note or right, and you know the Julianne, right? It's a blade. It must be a blade to divide appropriately, no? Not so much. You can use the ball there and put your content inside the ball and spin it. Centrifuge. Yeah, why not? Or you can divide things with sound, you know. So, you know, and the other way, the Isabel with the resonance. Well, you know, of course, a bell works pretty good, but you know, you can also do that with a ball too. So you understand what I'm saying? It's not like I'm saying this is you and you are only this little thing. Just help us to see all of us have all of it, right? All of us have all of the pieces. It's just fun to put in my nephews and nieces. You know, it's more fun for you guys. But anyway, we got those. And so they become pillars, right? Pillars, like legs of a table. So then we have the table is constructed, and what do we place upon it? Craft works, you know, crafty stuff. The three M's. Mnemonics, medicine, metallurgy. Or three M's. And where we go with them. I don't know. Where are you working? Oh, you are not working, you know, if you're a little kid, you're still going to school. Well, you're working on school. But your parents, they're working somewhere on something. I bet you find it in one of those three. Pretty much. The pursuits of humans. Okay. So, I want to talk a little something else, you know. See, this is a matter called prayer. Right? Everybody is familiar with the concept, right? Pray. We pray. And how we use it. You know, how we use that. How do we use it? What's it for? Okay, let me give you an example. It's like this, you know. Say you have a problem in front of you, you know? Like, let's not use the word problem. Let's say a, a mathematical inquiry. Right? It's no problem. It's just a mathematical inquiry. And it is in front of you, and you know that you are going to work on it and see to find the solution. And so before you begin, you are like this, okay? You're like saying a prayer, right? And to God, right? You say, God, like, here's the deal. I have a math problem, and you know, because you call it a problem, it's okay. I have a math, you know, inquiry to solve, and it's like this. I really like the 7, you know. I really like the 7, God. I don't know why. It's just to me the 7 is real nice, and if it is within your power, you know, if it is your plan, please allow the 7 to pour off of my pen, because, well, I don't have a reason why. I just, I want to see the 7. I want to see it. I like it. And I know that you are God. You can do anything. So no matter what the solution here, you can make it 7 for me, God. And it's just a humble request, you know. Please, God. Please, God. Can you help me? Bring 7. Okay? So, like... let me get a pen. I got a lot of pens. Well, here's a good one. I found a good one. Now, let's all play the game together, okay? this is going to be the math inquiry. Okay? And, you know, like most of us, we see that, and immediately, Mike, 2 plus 2 is 4. We know that already, man. It's like, that's before kindergarten stuff. So, yeah, I know. We all know that. But do you remember when? Do you remember when somebody asked you, what is 2 plus 2? And you do like this, yeah? Okay. 2 plus 2. And I gotta put them together. So I put one here down and one here up. And then this one down, this one up. Okay, now they're all together. And it is 1, 2, 3, 4. Easy 4? You remember when you used to be that way? Like, and you were proud. You're like, yeah, I got it. It was 4. Nowadays, you know, you're older and wiser, and so someone asks you, hey, 2 plus 2. You might not even answer them. You know, you might not even dignify their question with a response because it offends you in some way. Like, you don't know, I'm not going to tell you. Right? But for purposes of this foray, I don't know, play along, play the game. It's fun, you know. In order to play, you gotta, you know, get a pen. Don't have to be green Sharpie, but a writing instrument. You know, it used to be a blade. This used to be a blade. Yeah, before you had ink or pencil, your writing instrument is a blade. Okay? Used to be. Anyway, so write it down. 2 plus 2 equals. And then you remember the prayer, right? Because you didn't, you know, do the time to figure it out yet. You just know, I wanted to see the 7, right? And then wait quietly for God's response, you know? And guess what? There he is. He said, check it out. I reviewed your request, and as far as I can tell, it is possible, but you must make some amends. You know, you must make some amendment to it, right? You must amend. That means add something to it, or take something away from it. But you got to change something, right? If you want to see the 7. So, okay, God, I can do it. I will do it. I will do it. Direct me, please. And, you know, so it does, right? Yeah, I have a tendency to say he, but you should be careful with that and the prayers and like he all the time, because it's not exactly that way. Anyway, so there's a reply. So I can help you, but first we must establish some things. First we must have some agreement on what? On what? Well, mostly on your piece of paper. You know, it's right in front of you, and we have to make some changes. Can you make it into a totem? Yeah, what is he talking about? A totem. What's a totem? What's a totem? Well, a lot of people know a totem. That means a pole. Totem pole. Some people instantly, some people not so much, but that's where God is, you know, trying to understand your language. You know, he throw a word out, see if you know it. If you don't know it, then he knows, oh, okay, I gotta switch to a different language. But for now, you're like, oh yeah, I know totem. Okay, make it into a totem. Well, what's a totem? Is a pole with its characters arranged on top of each other. Your equation is a line, you know, and your characters are arranged adjacent to each other. See, okay, you're gonna make it into a totem. What's that mean? God said to you, turn it 90 degrees. Some of us know right away, hey, 90 degrees, I know that. That means what? If you don't know 90 degrees, quarter turn. Quarter turn? Quarter? What's a quarter turn? Quarter is 1/4, you know? Because basically that's how you can do everything. Break it down to proportion. Break everything down to proportion, you know? Because 1/4 means 1 out of 4. So you start like this, you know, I'm showing you the back side of my paper, but you know, 1 full turn is like that, right? As one full. So 1/4 is just that. Right? So God say, turn it 1/4. Make it into a totem. And you're like, okay, I get that much, but I can't go this way. Oh, I can't go this way. Describe to me which way, please. And so he says, well, you need some references. You need some reference. And nowadays we're going to say, oh, it's clockwise or counterclockwise, because we all know the directions of the clock, but God don't know the direction that your clock turns. So I got to use some other common way to communicate. So I say, reference point, well, and then so he gives something to you. Which one is your favorite? The King of the North or the King of the South? Whichever one you like to look for, you know. King of the North, King of the South, you know. King of the North, King of the South. Choose your king just as a boss, you know. You know, a boss is alignment point. It's where you align something on a boss. So he just asks you which side of the paper, which top or bottom as your reference point to reference. And so you choose. I choose the north. Yeah, most everybody does. Just it's natural reaction to look up. It's a natural reaction. So most everybody choose. Okay, God, I choose King of the North. He said, okay, so quarter turn, moving King of the North. Where? Moving where? Up to the right or to the left? You know, and we talk about this sometimes, but we struggle. Right and left, right and left. Oh no! Let me make it easy. Turn the king towards the end of the equation. Yeah, turn your king, you know, because he already asked you King of the North or King of the South. King of the North, turn it 90 degrees towards the end of your equation. Yeah, so you are on the same page with him. If you had said King of the South, he would say, still is 90 degrees, but turn it towards the beginning. just communicating with you to make sure there's no errors, you know, no miscommunication, so you're both on the same page. So, okay, so you got your page now already is turned into a totem, right? And then he said to you, now take your blade, or writing instrument, take your writing instrument. Sometimes it's a sword, you know, call it a sword, a blade. Sometimes they call a blade a sword, but anyway, for now it's a pen. For now you got a pen, right? And you got your paper. He looks like a totem now, and then God said to you, okay, now, of course, at the top, you know, because you're gonna add on to a totem, you're gonna add on to the top. Draw me the symbol, you know, the symbol for, and he's, you know, he's kind of hesitate because he's like not sure exactly what time period you're living in. So he's like the symbol for the church, right? Like a cross, you know, it's not, all church is not, and God's like, okay, good, okay, right, you know, because he's testing to see where you are at a little bit, and so you're like, the cross, yeah, God's like, he said, yeah, but, you know, make the convergence in the center, you know, don't make one piece longer, put it right in the center of it, you know. Oh, you mean a plus? Yeah, a plus. On top of everything? Yeah. And so you do that. And then he said to you, okay, and then on top of that, draw an ass. And so, like, you know, you draw a donkey? No, draw an ass. An ass. A butt. Really, God? Yeah, a butt. And, you know, it's like, how do you draw a butt, you know? It's a W. Right? So you make a W. Right? Put on top of cross, and then put on top of that an ass, a butt, or a W. A W. That's okay. You can use W. Right? And then reorient your page. Right? Then reorient your page. What does that mean? Chop the totem down. Let it fall over, you know, back to the way we all know it. Okay? And so then they're like, oh, look at that. It's like I got a different equation, and right? Because it was like this, and the butt, W. And it's like magic, right? It's like magic. And so now we can concentrate on it, and we get the 7. Yeah, we are so happy, you know. We're like, woohoo! I did it, and God did it too, and now we're all happy, and we're ecstatic, and then the teacher comes over, looks over our shoulder and said, "What happened?" I give you a different question than that. I mean, it's impressive. You are now doing multiple editions at one time, which is, it's impressive. That's like the next thing I was going to teach, but I'm not sure if I should pass you or not, because it's obvious you know your editions, but you went ahead and usurped my authority. The teacher said that to you. The teacher comes up to you and says, you usurped my authority by changing my equation. And you're like, look, I talked to God, and I told him I wanted to see the 7, and God said it was okay, and he gave me, held my hand, and we got a new equation, and we got the correct answer, and I just assumed, it's like, it's God, man. He's your boss too, correct? And the teacher might be laughing, but still, the teacher is maybe not willing to acquiesce the idea that you can do that, because they're the teacher. And so they mark an F. F. You fail. Failure. Fail. Now, I don't know about you, but it comes to me, that can be aggravating. It can be aggravating. It can be, cause some distress to a person when things like that start to happen. And so we got to understand, we just got to, take a step back and say, do I trust him? Do I trust him? Do I trust him? Because, so much all the time, and we got a song, it's really catchy, it's like, who do you love? Ba-na-na-na. Who do you love? We know who you love. You love you. We all do. We all do. We all do. But who do you trust? Because essentially, both parties, both authority figures kind of did you dirty. Because God is God, and God should have known. You were taking a test, and He should have given you the direction to, just don't try to demand a certain answer, just work on the test that was presented to you, And the teacher should have known that, look, I'm, can't get mad at a little kid for going around you to God, What are you trying to teach them? Right? So they both they both screwed you. Because you got an F on your test, and you go home, and I get your parents to deal with. Anyway, this is life. Life can be like this. So, pretty much, it's like something like this. When you are using the praying, why? Because mostly you're just making demands of it. Most of the time, most of the prayers are making demands of it, Most of the time. Oh, if only this. And even like making deals and stuff. Making deals. If only this, then I will be, you're going to make a deal. And so, it goes this way. It gets in trouble even if he answer them, In trouble. God's in trouble. God's in trouble. What do you think of that? I know, you say prove it. Look around you. So, anyway, it's like I said, waiting. What is another word for that? Because pretty much like this whole thing, all of these stories that I've already told, and the ones that are coming, the whole thing is full of riddles. It's all full of chemistry. And if you had the desire to, you could have some enjoyment with it. But most people do not have the desire or the time, because there is more than one way to shut a person up, right? You don't have to destroy him, you don't have to kill him to make him quiet. You just get him so distracted by everything else that you don't have time for it, don't have time to talk about it, because you get so many other distractions. Yeah. So anyway, it's getting interesting. That there is no doubt. The communication, the transmission, the subject material. And here's something, here's another thing. It's like this. We have so many things to draw off of. What? Just our past. That's all you have to draw from, is what you already have learned and know. And so, just by being around a little longer, you are going to have more abilities, So that's why they like, oh, respect your elders. Respect your elders. They've been here longer. They know more than you. That is not always true. Not always true. But always true is they are older than you. You'll never get older than them until they die and you keep living. So that's how it's done. sometimes you just have to wait them out. Why? You gotta understand, I am speaking on more than one level here, right? So anyway, yes, interesting subject. We talk about interstellar space travel, right? And springboards and landing pads, and those are actual things. You know, there are actual something. I mean, is more than something. Is a lot of thing. You know, it's like this. I told you the subject was weighty. Um, how did Marty McFly say it? Yeah, Marty McFly. What was his thing he said? You know, all the time. Heavy, right? Heavy. Heavy is a term that pertaining to the Earth is the gravitational attraction of an object to the planet. And depending on the amount of mass inside the object, you will have a different registration on your weighing device or scale or balance. Right? So depending on the mass of the object, you have more weight to it. Right? More mass, more weight. Not necessarily size. Size is not not important to weight. Size doesn't matter. It is the mass. What is mass? Mass is the total sum of all the pieces of it, right? All the pieces, the mass of it. Heavy. You want to do space travel, you're going to need some heavy stuff. Heavy, heavy, heavy launching pad and a heavy, heavy landing pad. You know, springboard, landing board. Heavy. You know what else you're going to need? Ask Doc. Yeah, because if you are going to do something, you do something at all, why mess around with good or good enough or it'll do or, you know, any of that stuff? Yeah, you gotta make it great. Great. Great Scott. Free will. Free will. Has to be. Has to be. Coercion is not the key. Hey, it works pretty well. Coercion, it works. For some stuff, you know. Some things, yeah, you can force people to do it because a lot of us are afraid. A lot of fear. Not a lot of love. So we all got our decisions to make, you know, on what we will do and what we will not. So anyway, yeah, it's I mean, it's crazy too. It's like It's in everywhere. You know, it's in all the stories through all the times. Oh, oh man! And I wish uh, that I had the gift, you know, of the words and the poems say it really well to you, make you love it, you know, make you just slide right in and just carry you away, you know, on a whisper, on a melody, you know, the way the angels play. If only I could bring you to this special place. You know, ride the time, make designs, and wash away the pain. And some people are like, oh, it's be careful there, right? Don't trust him because there's some kind of promises or something. No promises from me. You got no promises from me at all. I promise you nothing. I promised you nothing. I might deliver. Right? Mostly if I want to. You know? Do you want to? Do you want to? Very important. Very important. Why? Because it is the first of the questions that you must ask at night. 3 questions. That was the game. You know, and you don't ever force anyone to play it, you know. Never. Do not ever force anyone to play this game. Because you can't, really. I mean, you cannot force someone to play this game. It must be done willingly, this game. Not because it defeats the point. Why, there, you know, doesn't make sense. Force anything. But it is, you know, it is something. Three questions. 3 questions. That's it. And you can play this game with all your friends if they agree to it. You know, if they agree to the game. There must be agreement to the game. I knew a guy one time. Oh, man, he could play this game. He could play this game. Okay, did it like no other. He had him in stitches. Had him in stitches. You know what that means? Oh, he had him in stitches. That means he had him laughing, right? Had him laughing really hard. He's in stitches. Yeah, well, almost. 'Cause have someone in stitches? Anybody know what that really means in the languages of old? We lost so much of it. It's covered up now. Erased out, rubbed down, you know, grind it out, cover it, make it go away, never to be uncovered. You know, they will not find this. You know, they can't find it now. We got it buried good. Well, I mean, somebody might just reinvent it, right? Uh, in stitches means they're all sewn up. It's all sewn up, you know? They got it all sewn up. But what? The sack. Yeah. The coffin's a tradition that started, not too long ago. It used to be a burial bag, right? It was a sack. And when you die, they put you inside of a sack, and then they stitch it up and lay you back into the earth, where we all came from, right? Adam in stitches. Well, it's like it's implied that he had them laughing so hard that they might die. They were afraid they were gonna die. They were laughing so hard. I mean, laughter is funny, and then you throw that on it, like you can't laugh to death. No. Well, maybe not anymore. Maybe not anymore. Maybe not anymore. Yeah, that's why I tell you, you gotta be careful with the game. You gotta be careful with the game. Very careful. You don't want to kill anyone with it. At least I don't. I don't want to kill anyone with it. But accidents can happen. So that's why I always tell you, sphincter power, because something like this, you get laughing too hard, and before you have the death from laughing, you're probably going to lose some stuff, right? Yeah, you laugh too hard, you could have an accident and get embarrassed in front of your friends. I don't, but Mama teach us early how to keep it tight, right? So, yeah, that's the gist of it. You want to know the questions? Of course you do. Everybody does. Everybody wants to know. Yo, Mike, what's up? Oh, well, it started like this. I give you just the first question for you to think on it a bit. First question. This is just how you start. Say, hold on, let me get fixed up here. Okay. Question number one. Always, you gotta, look them in the eyes. And, you have some composure, and you have some genuineness, though, right? You're genuine about this. It's not a joke. I mean, we call it a game, but it's not a joke. The question is, and don't answer this, you don't answer this question, you don't answer this question, you just think about it. For now, because we're not playing the game, okay? We're not playing this game. You and I, we are not playing this game, okay? That's not what's going on right here. Here's not like, okay, I'm playing the game with him. No, that's not what's happening. I'm just explaining to you the game. Question number 1. Do you want to die? You got to think about the words of it, all the words of it. You know, so much nowadays we hear someone and we think we hear everything they have said and we start answering immediately. We don't take the time to contemplate people's words. We assume we know the answers. Do you want to die? Think about it. For a little while, you know, most of us immediately right off the back, no, or at least not right now. Okay. But you know you're going to, right? You know you're going to die. You know you're going to die, right? You know you're going to die. I mean, did that scare you at all? It's scary. It's like, holy sh! Is he threatening or? No, I'm stating a fact. You know you're going to die, right? Okay, so the question is, do you want to die? Okay, so I'll give you, I'll give them all to you, okay? So, like, of course we're going to say no. Of course we're going to say no. Except a few. How many? A few. Anyway, most, no. 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 I mean, I accept it. I know I must. But I don't want to, you know? I don't want to. And the next question is, regardless, you know, even if maybe the answer is yes, right? But usually the answer is no. And the next question is, when? Right? Because if you say yes, then when? And usually the people who say yes already have the answer to the next question. It's either right now or when I am old and gray and satisfied with life. You know, anybody who's going to answer yes to that first question, usually those are their two answers, unless they have some wisdom, you know. So, usually though is no, I don't want to die. And so the next question is still, when? When? When do you not want to die? I mean, when do you want to die not? And the last question is, do you require assistance? Yeah, that's the last question you'll ever ask. Do you require assistance? To that person, you know. More than likely. more than likely. Unless you have a special connection with this person, those 3 questions are all that's required. If you have a special connection with this person, then you are now probably going to have more than 3 questions, right? But after those 3 questions, you're going to know what you need to know about a new friend or a new foe, more or less, because it's like those aren't, you know, real light and hey, it's party time. No, man, that's heavy stuff right there, right? So you don't play this game with anyone, you know. You don't play it in the schoolyards and play it, you know, on the Nintendo. You know, this is a serious, heavy game for, you know, for your closest friends, you know, your close friends, the ones you like I don't consider that guy my brother, you know, even though we're not brothers, I consider that guy my brother. You know, that's the guy you play that game with, you know, help you to help each other to come to some realizations about things. So anyway, you know, it's just a game. It's just a game. Don't take that too serious. Mostly it's for us, you know. Mostly the questions are for us. For us to establish the law. You know, the law. The law is to yourself. Always. Will be always and forever. Never, ever gonna change. Ever. So yeah, that's, you know, that's it. And already, I mean, oh Christ, like this one is so long, nobody's really gonna want to watch this. So I apologize, but I must continue. You know, there's still a couple more subjects to touch on, right? And there's yeah, okay, so let's do that. Let's start a rhyme, and we'll make it about the English language, right? English, because it's a funny language, and there's so many laws to it. Now let's call them rules, okay? There's so many rules to the English language, right? It's like I before E, except after C, or when followed by H, as in neighbor or way. Why in the heck they got that kind of crazy rules going on? You'll hear a lot of explanations from a lot of different people, but basically the English language is just one big code. That's all it is. It's a code. The English language, and it started as a joke. Yeah, it was a joke, you know. English was a joke to piss off the king. Pretty much. Because people from different areas spoke different tongues, and nobody was having a good time. Nobody's having a lot of fun. So they started trying to make some community activities to lighten the mood and to help ease the pain of life and whatnot. And so henceforth the theater was born. Because previous to that you only had the ballet, and only the aristocrats or royalty could say, I have seen it. Yeah. Right? Only the hoity-toities got to enjoy performance. So that sucked. And yeah, I mean, that's bullshit. So we started we started to have a thespians. Basically dedicate their life to entertainment. Entertainment for the masses. For the poor people, mostly. because why not? I mean, you even have some people of nobility and aristocracy end up in the theater because they were disgusted with their own circles of people. You know, they're just sick of them. Just sick of them. And, you know, their money and everything. They're just couldn't stand them anymore. So they're like, screw this. Hey, hang out with the poor people. Have more fun there. I don't care that I don't get to eat the caviar. You know what that is, right? Caviar? Oh, some people like it. Anyway, basically, that's how things start. You know, when we contemplate the English and the talking and the farting. Because Shakespeare, he say something like this, like, I am no Shakespearean, okay? Like, I read a couple of them, but I'm no Shakespearean. But basically, he say one time something like, you know, some people speak the Gaelic and others know only for Dutch, and some can note the French, but you know, all of them they laugh. All of them they laugh when the words come out. In circles of rhythm and circles of rhyme with the English lust. I mean, I know I screwed that all up. It's not, he didn't say anything like that, but it was the gist of it. What he said was like, hey, some people speak German, and some people speak French, and some people speak Gaelic, but everybody understands English. So, you know, because he's concerned for everyone understanding his place. And the English, everyone understands. You know why? Because it's all the slang and vulgar bad words that all get amalgamated together first, right? And so that's where English come from. So it's very funny to some individuals to see proper English class, right? Where you get in trouble for misspelling a word. I mean, that's where English was born from. It was from, pardon the term, from bastardizing other languages. That's where you got English from, was by screwing up other languages. Intentionally taking pieces of other languages. I like these from here and these from here, and, you know, people start to agree, and that's where the English came from. And like I said, you would not understand it. You know, you wouldn't. It sounded like a foreign language because it's been refined and changed, and throw some words away. You know, add some words to it. You know, add some words in there too. You know? And so English, something like this. Talk to some of the masters about which one is the longest. Which word is the longest? Which word is the longest in the English language? Do you know? Can you look it up? The longest word in the English language. Depends who you believe, right? Because pretty much it's supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, right? As Walt Disney, right? He made it up, you know. It's not true. He didn't make that word up. They got a movie. I think they got a movie now about the Walt. Uncle Walt, man. Uncle Walt. You want to talk about a visionary? Talk to Walt. Right? You want to raise your voice to God? Don't bring a canary. Bring a yelp. Okay, so I think like that's pretty much that's the best I can do. You know, that's the best I can do for this portion to bring you to where we need to be. You know, little bits and pieces of all kinds of different things. Maybe you're gonna follow it, maybe you're not, but all of the important things, you cannot stop them. I mean, you cannot stop them from coming out. It's gonna happen, and that is that. So now let me tell you this. It's you know, because we're running on really long now, and yeah, it's too long. But I'll tell you something. Because I know, like last time we were probably like, Uncle Mike, you leave us alone too long. You leave us too long. Like a whole month, you just disappear. You don't make any episodes, and so we got bored. We ignore you now. And so I tell you this, and it is not a lie. Some things you'll find in language and in life, we keep them silent. Some things stay silent. And do you know what I mean? The month of January. The month of January is silent. You know why the month of January is silent? And that's the same reason a lot of things are silent. It is not out of fear or loathing or hatred or disgust. We keep the silence for respect and for love. We keep the silence to pay homage. And there's that word again, and it doesn't start with an O, it starts with an H. Even in the word, we pay homage in the word homage by not speak the H. And usually you'll find this, more often than not, which sounds stay silent. Yes. Yeah, not the S, because the S is, you can't remove the S. The S is, right? Not the S, no. Although, I mean, it ends up silent sometimes, but deliberately silent, that's the France. Yeah, that's Francois. Yeah, the ultimate of romance. Of the romance? Oh, yeah, sure, the Romans. The Romans. No, yeah, the romance. Language of love. This is France. Why so many silent T's, yeah? Ask Stephen. Stefan? I call him Stephen. Colbert. Just for fun, piss him off. But the T is silent. So, he's like he's Colbert and he's Sport Report. No, I like you, man. You're cool. Eh, Do you know why your T is silent? Do you have a clue? Any idea? Those three sounds were sacred to a few. And out of respect and love, not fear and loathing and trembling, no, out of respect and love, we make a language where they are not spoken. Not too much, like, or deliberately left silent, you know, to see, you know, as a, it's not even a reminder to us, is more of um, a present. It's more of a present for its return. Now you understand why always January is silent. Respect and love. For what? Some kind of is coming. Respect for the dead and love for the ones coming. January. And I tell you this, I'm not kidding. Um, you have a rich tradition, even though you don't remember it. Because nowadays, automatically, we think, where's the God? He's in the church. Eh? God is in church. Or that is where we go to find a connection to the God, or pay homage, make supplication, make requests. Oh, please, upon. Tell you this, definitely this is a fact. Gods of old when they were told, don't ever come back, and they laughed, they said to you, as to few, with your request we will comply, but when you're ready, for spaghetti, say kutaka, all right? No, they say it like this. Okay, my friends, okay, we don't, we don't want to make a mess. We don't want to disturb anything here. We brought you the knowledge that we could. Ball and Bell and Blade will leave you now to your power. Let you be alone and learn. But when it's time, and you're ready, pick up the phone and call. You will find us spreading jelly, sitting in our hall. Yeah, in a hall. Not in a church, in a hall. Okay, so that's it. I gotta shut up now. It's like there's still, I know I am missing so much, and this is the last chance I have before we begin the story. And once we begin the story, that's it. We're gonna stick with that story till it's finished. So basically, it happened like this. And like I said, no promises, but always pay attention to the numbers. Pay attention to the numbers, pay attention to the dates, not only on the title, but when it was recorded. Because on the title, I am assigning it a date, but that is not today, the day that it was made. Okay? So as codes and riddles in there too, if you want them. If you do not, continue on alone then. Because when it comes to my island, it's my island. It is. You need the men of them. You need the men of it's the only way to get it done. Okay, so it's all been said now, and all that remains to do is everything. And this is how it should be produced or follow suit. Is we got I think it's 10, right? 10 remaining. After this one, and pay attention to when you hear them, when they come out, and the dates on them, and you should have no problem. You will find it. You will get there. I will help you if I'm able. Okay. Good night.